You ever watch someone get humiliated in public and just know, deep down, that the people laughing have no clue what they've just unleashed? That's exactly what happened at the airport that morning. Yeah, the whole place buzzing with coffee runs and impatient sighs, and nobody expecting anything more than another routine day at LAX. Until Naomi Sinclair stepped up to the counter. You could tell she was somebody. Her presence, the cut of her midnight blue coat, that kind of confidence that doesn't need an audience. She didn't need to say a word to fill the room. But the moment she did, the storm started, even if nobody knew it yet. Naomi had spent years moving through airports. Always the same choreography, the same sidelong looks, the same judgments made in a split second. But that day, right there at gate 24, something was different. The air was tight, like before a summer storm. She asked the gate agent, Chloe, that's what her badge said, probably fresh from some training on diversity, to confirm her first-class boarding. Instead of help, she got a laugh. One of those cold, sneering laughs that's louder than it needs to be, just so everyone else in line can join in. You know the type? The kind of laugh that says, "You don't belong here, and I want you to know it." Chloe looked Naomi up and down. Her accent, her skin, the way she held herself. "That's quite the accent you have," she said, like she was complimenting a costume. Naomi didn't flinch. She just asked for the seat she'd booked. 2A, first class, paid in full. Chloe's smile sharpened, and right then and there, she did what people in power sometimes do. They changed the rules without saying why. "You've been reassigned to economy, seat 44E. Must have been a system error." "Yeah, right." A few folks in line rolled their eyes, annoyed that she was holding things up. Not one person said a word. Naomi knew exactly what was happening. This wasn't some innocent mix-up. It was that quick, practiced cruelty, the kind you almost miss unless you're the one getting cut by it. So she asked for a supervisor, keeping her voice calm, refusing to shrink, but Chloe just radioed her manager with the fake patience of someone pretending this is all just a little hassle. Minutes crawled by. The line behind Naomi got restless, folks shifting, sighing, everyone eager for her to just accept it and disappear. But then a twist. One of the junior staff, Lucas, leaned in and whispered to Naomi, eyes flicking nervously to the side. "They don't want you in first class," he said. "Said you don't fit the brand image. Better to have you somewhere, less visible." He looked scared, guilty, but that didn't stop him from following orders. Naomi just nodded, silent, and you could feel the tension building. Not just anger, strategy. The kind of patience that knows payback is best served cold. While Naomi waited, her phone buzzed. One word from her assistant. "Ready." She almost smiled, just for a second. Because humiliation like that, especially the quiet, polite kind, is never just about one person. It's a signal to everyone watching. And let me tell you, Naomi wasn't alone. She was the storm coming for everyone who'd ever looked away. People kept ignoring her. Passengers, staff, security, pretending nothing was wrong, like silence was a shield. Even the young flight attendant, Grace, who clearly saw the whole thing, kept her head down, hiding behind her badge and busy work. It's not that they wanted to be cruel, Naomi realized. They were just afraid, afraid of getting involved, afraid of trouble, afraid of seeing themselves in her shoes. Finally, after what felt like an hour but was probably 15 minutes, Naomi's name got called again, last, like an afterthought. She took her boarding pass, didn't argue, didn't cry, didn't give them the satisfaction. She just took a seat near the wall, back straight, eyes clear, and started observing. Every smirk, every word, every little error that wasn't an error at all. Because Naomi wasn't just a passenger. She was collecting evidence. The gate area quieted down. Chloe and Lucas pretended to be busy. The people who'd watched everything unfold went back to their phones, their magazines, their little bubbles of safety. But something had shifted. The air was thicker, the looks more nervous, as if they all felt the storm coming but couldn't see it yet. Grace, the attendant, lingered nearby, glancing at Naomi, wanting to say something, but in the end, she just turned away. That silence. It stung more than the original insult. As the last group boarded, Naomi stood and approached the counter. Chloe met her with a plastic smile, ready to dismiss her one last time. But Naomi leaned in, her voice barely above a whisper, and said, "I hope you're ready, because this story doesn't end at gate 24. Then she turned and walked away, leaving Chloe and Lucas staring after her, rattled, though they'd never admit it. What happened next? That's when the real reckoning started. Quiet, invisible, but relentless. Naomi didn't post online or cause a scene. She went straight to her lounge, phone in hand, and let her team do what they do best. Vendor contracts suspended. Meetings with the airline quietly canceled. Premium travel accounts frozen. No press release, no spectacle, just a precise, surgical withdrawal of trust and money. In hours, what looked like a small, private insult started to ripple through the company's executive ranks. Compliance officers started whispering, IT flagged, system errors nobody could explain, and the regional manager in Denver was suddenly getting a lot of angry calls. Meanwhile, Chloe and Lucas felt the shift in the air. The system they'd trusted to protect them began to wobble. Boarding systems crashed, passengers got reassigned, and complaints piled up, way more than usual. Grace finally cracked. She asked for a meeting with her supervisor, told the whole story, the seat switch, the whispers, the way nobody spoke up. It wasn't a perfect confession, but it was a start, and it opened the first crack in the wall. Chloe found herself in a meeting with corporate compliance. For the first time, she didn't defend herself. She just told the truth, voice shaking, admitting, "We didn't think about what it meant. We just did what we always do." Lucas filed a report, factual and dry, but honest. And Naomi? She was back in Denver, moving contracts, sending one short message to her board and her company partners. From now on, dignity is the standard, not the exception. Partnerships that don't measure up will be terminated. No exceptions. That message sent shockwaves. No press, no drama, just a line in the sand. The following week, Naomi brought together her real allies, her partners, her community leaders. No cameras, no hashtags, just honest talk about what needs to change, about building something new from the ground up. She spoke quietly, but you could hear the steel in her voice. The systems we build must be strong enough to withstand bias, but flexible enough to correct it. We're not here to patch the old. We're here to create the new. By the time the week was out, the airline's whole culture was shaken. Policies were written, people let go, new safeguards in place. But more important, everyone, staff, partners, even competitors, were talking about what happened, about why it happened, about how easy it was to look away, and what it cost them. Naomi's story didn't end at the airport. It started there. Because dignity doesn't come from a seat assignment or a uniform. It comes from knowing your worth, standing your ground, and refusing to play along with silence. Real power is quiet, relentless, and absolutely unshakable. And sometimes, the best revenge isn't yelling back. It's walking away with your head held high, rewriting the rules, and letting the system collapse under the weight of its own prejudice. Oh, here's my question. Have you ever seen quiet strength change a whole system? What would you do if you saw someone erased like Naomi? Drop your thoughts below. Let's talk about what justice really looks like when nobody's watching but everyone's complicit.